Hello, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. Sunday night, unfiltered settings. You know the score, man. 9 p.m. on a Sunday. The place to be, man, for all your latest Manchester United news, but in a kind of unfiltered way. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get on this show, so apologies in advance, but it is called the Man United Unfiltered Podcast. Big up everybody who's locked in. I've just come back in. It's raining. It's miserable outside in Manchester. The weather's absolutely atrocious, but we're here. How are you, Double A? How's your day been, man?
Good, bro. But chilled Sunday, just how I like it. You know, bit of family time, like you were saying. Walking in the rain, absolutely piss wet through walking the dog. But no, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good Sunday. You know, we come off a nice result last night, which we'll get into, and you know, it's just nice to have some good football back, I guess. And I'm just buzzing to be here, so big up to you, as always. Big up to the man like Flawless. And the best chat on YouTube. I'm looking forward to another great Unfiltered podcast.
Yeah. People, I put the volume up. Is the volume down or is it low?
Yeah, it's low.
You
I didn't
sound
know.
low.
I did. You know what? You did sound low, but I didn't know if it was on my end, so that's why I didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was me.
Yeah, I've been bashing my volume button like I'm playing Street Fighter 2, mate, trying to fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
It's probably just the volume on your mic. It's probably your mic setting. That's all. Say something.
Is it calm now?
I think it's a little bit better, but still.
It's a little bit. Yeah, just turn up the volume on your mic setting, fam. Make sure.
Normally, this is on 100 right now. I don't know what's going on.
There we
You
go.
know what I mean?
That's better.
Is that better now? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're back.
All right, cool. Yeah, man, we're here anyway, man. Flawless, how you doing, man? Everything all right?
I'm good, man. All blessed. Always good to be here. Always good seeing yourself. Double A. Shout out to the chat as well. You know how it is, man. Another day, more live streams. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Another day, more live streams. But yeah, I'm all good, man. Zero complaints.
Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about. Double A, man, did you enjoy the first part of, pumping up Arsenal and destroying them? What did you think yesterday, man? It was nice to kind of just rattle them in it, because apparently it was a situation where we didn't really care about preseason and they didn't care, but ultimately they did care, man. And yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
What do you call it? A social media derby, mate. It lived up to that.
The social media derby. Yeah,
it's definitely
going off Twitter last night. Listen, I mean, Manchester United are so good. We beat them twice in one game. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, I'm all for that. Yeah, it was brilliant. It's a top game. It's a really good, entertaining game. And I think, listen, we were all worried about where Manchester United might be with the slow pickup of getting signings in. You know, only got 2 in so far. We were thinking, how's this team going to look, sort of thing, and play. And you know, we were a better team in both halves. I think Arsenal had, you know, a slight 15 minutes in the first half, and I think, you know, we took control, and I think we just looked different to what we've seen before. You know, it wasn't that counter attacking; it was quite on the front foot. It was a really enjoyable game, mate. And you know, you don't get excited. The first 2 preseason games, you know, I know you went to one of them, which is always a buzz, but you know, you're not hyped for him. Yes, I'm Gvardiol. Yes, I've signed for United. Yes,
No, it's crazy. It's the first you talked about. I was like, right, you actually does look like
I'm a meme, mate. I'm a meme now. That's what I've crossed over. Do you know what I mean?
You have, every time Vardiol drops a stick, like that's your pitch is being used.
Bro, that's gonna be there, man. You have to be ready for that, man. When Gvardiol puts a stinker in, you know what I mean? Your face is gonna be all over it, man. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it was unfriendly, innit? That's how I kind of, you know what I mean, played it. They came in with the fire. I came in with the fire, and you know what I'm saying to you, I'm hearing Timber. I think Timber put out a post saying, "Oh man, it's minus setbacks" or something like that, and I was like, "Bro, like this is a friendly," but they did really care because they're making posts about losing on a friendly.
The setback is though that he's joined the wrong club. That's the setback he's talking about, bro. He realizes,
Oh, did you hear him?
Yeah,
We've
I thought
lost
it was
him now.
me as well, yo. I thought it was me for a sec. That's why I was just like, all right, let me not say
Yeah.
anything.
Hold on. I'm a back.
Legend
I'm a
in the
back.
building.
I'm a
You're
back.
back, man.
Yeah,
You're
you're back.
back.
You're back now. You're
I
back
don't
now.
know what happened. I
And
don't
we
know
got
what happened.
back as well, the
The
legend,
legend
Andy
himself,
Tate.
man.
Oi,
The
oi.
legend.
Big up to Andy Tate, man. It's good to have you back on. We thought you kind of left us, man. We were kind of worried, you know, Andy. We thought you were leaving
Yeah,
us.
sorry about that. I spent the last hour trying to get my Xbox fired up. It takes about 45 minutes to load up your new software. You take about 20 minutes to find your password.
Yeah.
Then you're effing and swearing at the bastard. Pardon me French. Then
Yep.
I've been spanked by PSG. So twice.
It's
In
all
fact,
good, man.
he's
Don't
been a
worry,
little
man.
brat like he is on the TV now, just standing there like that, scoring against me the last hour or so. Yeah, I am on Xbox Live, but you'll never find out who I am. So
Yeah, there you go, man. There you go, man. I put mine out there, and now everyone wants to play me, man. It ain't easy, man. But good to see you,
ain't easy.
Andy. Yeah, definitely ain't easy. Big Ben's, man. Big up to you, man. Goes, lads, thoughts on Lindelof since Ten Hag's arrival? I feel like he redeemed himself a little bit. The system suits him as a fellow Swede. I am happy. Listen, you know what it is with Lindelof? I think for me, he's been a bit inconsistent over the past 6 years. Has never made himself kind of be number one. But you know what? Yeah, you've got to give credit to his professionalism. He never moans. He never argues. He never kind of causes a rift in camp. He just gets on with it. And you know what? I like him for that, man. So fair play to him. And he has a role as a squad. So, you know what I mean? Fair play to him. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
Go on,
Sorry.
go on,
No, Forrest, go on. Sorry.
Now I was just gonna say, yeah, like Lindelof was someone I've been critical of in the past, but under Ten Hag, he definitely did improve in his past season. And the things I was critical of him about were him like being a little bit more combative, because he wasn't like, there wasn't enough controlled aggression in his defending. Like, you gotta want to defend at times. But I think also not only has Ten Hag helped him, the system helped him. He's not playing week in, week out, because he's not good enough to be starting week in, week out. But when he comes into the side and does a job, which he did last season, I have very few complaints with that. He's a squad player now being used as a squad player, and we're seeing the best out of him. So that's what I think it is with Lindelof.
Yeah. No, that's for me as well. Double A, you going to say something there?
Yeah, I think for me, Lindelof, you know, Benfica proved to be a really, really good defender. You know, plays well for Sweden. He's their captain as well. I think the problem we've seen with Lindelof is him being dragged down by, and I don't want to start going into him being dragged down by Maguire. That's why they've been lumped together. You know, the Chuckle brothers, this, and this. But when we see him play alongside good defenders, I think we saw it. Was it last season, or maybe not last season, season before? It was him and Varane for a little bit, 2 or 3 games, and he looked solid. And then it was when Ollie was in charge, and then as soon as Maguire's back, or it was Lindelof got ill, lost his place, never got come back. Maguire came straight back in. I think it was the Leicester game when we got absolutely battered, and it was that. And I think, you know, there definitely is a player there, like you say, Flawless, you're probably right. You look at the standard of the other two that are ahead of them, in Martinez and Varane. He's never going to reach that level, but that's not to say he's not an able deputy that can come in and do a fantastic job, especially under this manager. He's been brilliant. And my only worry is, does he have ambition? And that's a weird thing to say, but what I mean by that is, does he have ambition to go and be first choice somewhere? We know Maguire's not got that, because he's happy to sit around and I'm going to win my place back kind of thing. But will Lindelof think that, especially given the Euros he's come in, and like I say, he's the captain of his national team, you know, Lindelof's probably not got that respite and that cushion that he's definitely going to get picked like Maguire is, because of, you know, the lack of thought and thinking from Southgate. I just worry that Lindelof might say, no, I want to go and play some minutes. But listen, he's for the last 6-7 months, he's been unbelievable for the team, and I'm really happy that we have him in the squad.
And I think we know where Ten Hag, to add on to that as well, I think we know where Ten Hag rates him, because we still being linked to a centre back. We was in for Kim Min-jae. You know what I'm saying? We've been linked to
DSI.
So yeah. So as good as DSI, DSI, whatever, like, I don't know.
Whatever,
you know, like, people know who we're talking about. In regards to him, that lets you know where Ten Hag rates him. And Lindelof, he's a squad player at best, but we was looking to improve in that area. Because if we did indeed sign Kim Min-jae, he's coming in to take Varane's place, which then would push Lindelof further down. It would. Obviously, we know Maguire's Maguire. And then even Luke Shaw playing centre back as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. We got options, man. And like I said, even Maguire yesterday had a decent second half, man. So credit to him. And you know what? We've got options. I kind of wanted Kim Min Jae for maybe the style of play in terms of us kind of progressing the ball out from the back a little bit better. But I think I'm willing to wait one more season for that. I think we can get by this season. I'd be super critical if we were getting another centre back. But Varane could do a job. Obviously, Lindelof's there as well. So we're good in that position. So give credit to him. We want to talk about Hojlund. Fabrizio Romano has come out just before and said basically that the Hojlund bid is going to be coming hopefully this week. Understand Man United is set to submit first official bid for Rasmus Hojlund next week. PSG keep speaking to the player side. Man United are set to bid soon. They want to avoid a hijack. Man United agreed terms as revealed. Player prioritizing. So I'm guessing Hojlund wants to come. Man, Andy, I've not really heard your opinion about Hojlund. Are you kind of excited for him? Do you think it's a bit too soon? Obviously, PSG want him as well. So how do you kind of look at it in terms of the Hojlund situation?
I say I've only seen him come on in the last 3 months or so. I've seen a montage of him on YouTube and that playing for Atalanta, scoring a few, setting up a few goals. He looks good, but yeah, it's what Ten Hag wants. I don't think the United scouting department have found him. Ten Hag's like using his connections out there and seeing him, and this is right. Oh, Mr. Ten Hag, is A, B, and C. This is what we got for you. No, forget that. I'm going for D, E, F, G. That's what he wants. His buys, his targets. So I would think, yeah, he needs to be nurtured. So it's like I say, somebody said this last night. It was like Ronaldo when he first come in. There was potential there. He was a bit raw, bit enthusiastic, over showboating sometimes, but. I see a comparison there, so I definitely think we need to get him because, like you say, if he goes to PSG, he can walk a farmer league, can't he? Anybody can walk a farmer league. So it's ambition. He wants to come here, so it's good. It's good, and I would take him. I really would, because we need a striker, man.
Bro, we do need a striker, and we're going to be talking about Martial, who potentially could be going on to Saudi Arabia. He's had a couple of offers there, but Double A, man.
Is that official before you go on to Double A? Like the Saudi?
No, the Martial one. It came yesterday, and this page here is Saudi football page. They got the Firmino one right, so they're kind of reliable in terms of Saudi Arabian play. It's like basically their news outlet, their football outlet over in Saudi Arabia, and it's claiming that a couple of Saudi Arabian clubs I wanted to sign Martial. So it kind of now needs a situation where we need to buy Hojlund. Everyone knows my opinions about Hojlund. I think a lot of people have looked into the comps rather than what they actually know about the player, which is fair enough because, again, there's not many strikers around. But if we're going to do it, let's get there in quickly because PSG also need a striker. That's why they're going after him. They had a TK last summer. They had obviously Messi, Mbappe, and obviously Neymar. Mbappe wants to go, so they have no strikers really. Neymar, for me, is not the same Neymar, even though he's still a quality player. And then obviously, they need the next, kind of player that they can, show off. So, yeah, man, we need to get this one in, and hopefully next week the bid goes in and he accepts us because he's a United fan, Double A, and that helps us in that aspect.
Well, does it though? It's all right being a United fan, but listen, if I'm a United fan, I don't know if you can guess. But if Real Madrid come to me and be like, no, yeah.
I was gonna make a Vadio City joke, but low hanging fruit. Sorry, carry on. Carry on, man. Carry on.
But it's one of them, it's all right being a United fan, but they have to make sure first of all we can't rely on that to get the player in the door. I think there's reports, is it Romano or someone else has come out and said that he's told his agents to prioritize the United deal. So anything coming in, any offers from United to prioritize over any other club. So that puts us on a good setting straight away. And I think, first of all, we know clubs go to players first. So clubs go to players first. We go to the team that they're playing for before they even bid for a player. So PSG could fall at the first hurdle because if they're going to Hojlund and saying, well, we'll offer you this, this, and this. And he's like, well, I'm prioritising United for now, thank you very much. They probably don't even put a bid into Atalanta, whereas we know that he wants to come to us. We therefore can put a bid in, and we have that, like I say, priority and, that advancement on PSG going in for the player. I think, listen, I'll be brutally honest. I didn't know much about him before the end of last year. I was on, shout out to Friday Night Counter Attack podcast with Hams, and he was talking about Serie A, and he mentioned Hojlund, and then from there I've kind of done a little bit of homework on him, watched a bit of Serie A when it's on and stuff, and he looks like the ceiling is very high for him, and it's exciting that we get linked to these players, because these aren't the players Manchester United get linked with. Let's be honest, we don't bring them youthful strikers that are the next big thing usually, and to steal a march on what could be the next great young striker coming through, he's brilliant. But like some people in the chat said, and I've said on here before, he needs to be one of two in that position. He needs the big boy to lead up from and learn from. Yes, he might come in and absolutely smash it and become, we may not look back and think, wow, why do we need anyone else? And I hope that is true. But I think with the amount of games, and listen, last night again proved to me that Marcus Rashford cannot play up front. He cannot be the leading man for Manchester United. I don't see enough in that position that makes me think he can do it. So I need strikers. I love Rashford from the left. I'm a big fan of Marcus Rashford, but I don't like him in that number 9. I think not that he hinders the team. I just don't think he helps.
He's not natural there.
He's not a natural there, no. And you can work with, coaches as much as you want, but them instincts out there. If you look at that, I know he was offside in the end, but that chance he missed with a ball from Delo at the back post.
Yeah.
A natural goal, a striker anticipates that so much better. And I think that's what we need in that position. We need guaranteed, fully fledged, experienced and an inexperienced number 9 coming in and getting us them goals, because we missed having a proper striker last season, and we definitely be needing that this time around for the season.
Someone said there, Sancho. Now, listen, that's just for now. Let's not expect that he's going to do this role and whatnot.
Hey,
I mean, it's more
that pace last night gave him the number 9 shirt, bro.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I seen it and I went, "Wow, is that Sancho?" I was like, just and Gabriel's no slouch. I was like,
Bundesliga, wasn't it? Bundesliga Sancho.
I know he can shift, but I've never seen Sancho move with that type of acceleration. I was like, "Wow."
The directness frightened me.
That's what and that's what needs, because the finish was good as well. But
he just got whispers in his ear. Ahmed Palestra whispering down his ears, like a ghost whispering in your ear. On Predator.
Yeah. When a dog's behind me, mate, I'm legging it, man. If I see a pit bull around here, mate, that's Sancho's me, man. I'm telling you, mate. I'm saying it ain't easy around here, man. But you know what? He has probably been working on his explosive training. So fair play to him, man. He's probably worked on himself over the summer. And you know what? That was a striker's goal, by the way. That was a striker's finish.
He just hit it and prayed. That's all you can do. If you've had a dry spell.
So,
I'd love to hit a ball like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen,
MUFC
he did well.
Podcast side of five-a-side team incoming people. You know what I'm saying? And that if you're
there
a
you go,
let us know.
Yeah, man.
Let us know, man. If you get a keeper and that, you know what I'm saying? We out here, man. But you know what though? Like with Hojlund, like I said, it's raw, isn't it? Flawless. It's one of them where we don't know much of him, but it's sometimes a bit better though when you don't know much of him. Like because then the fan base can be like, oh, well, he's this and that, and I've seen him miss sitters and that. Well, reality, he is raw. He is still going to be for the future, whether it's now. He's only 20 years old. Has he not just turned 20 or something like that? So it's raw in a sense. So we are buying potential. Like we're not buying for now. He could hit it off and be the next Haaland, but Haaland was generation. Haaland is someone that I think for me is a freak of nature. The way he scores, and the way he is.
Cheat code 115. That's what he is.
There you go. But with at least with this player here, then it's not too bad, isn't it, Flawless? Like we got raw potential.
Yeah, like you said, he's raw. He's got potential. Most people talking about him like haven't watched him, whether they're being honest or not. Like we've had this conversation. Like yeah, there will be some people watching this right now, watching this back after, who watch Serie A week in, week out. Like, let's not in it. Yeah, pick up Indiana in the cut as well. He has
Big
been
up
begging for a
Indiana.
striker for years. Large up Indiana every single time. But in regards
Big
to
up, man.
Hojlund, I like it in terms. I always ask when I don't know about a player, what's his profile? And then when I talk to people who watch more than me, shout out to like the likes of Jez, who's on my channel all the time. He speaks highly of him. I don't worry up too much about him not getting a lot of goals because we're a better side than Atalanta. So therefore, he's going to get more opportunity. He's going to be playing alongside better players. But yeah, he's pace and power, 6'3", technically decent, good in the air. Why not? I'm saying, and to me, it's all about the price point with this deal. Anything north of like 70, 80, like 80 million, that's ridiculous. But if we get him for 50 to 60 million, I like that. Because you mentioned not only the potential, also where he's at now. Because even though he's 21 and he's not the finished article, he can, put it this way, he improves us now already because the bar's not on the floor with Manchester United strikers. Word to my guy Eddie, there is no bar. There isn't a bar right now. We don't have a striker.
There isn't a bar to handle, man.
There
You
isn't
know what
a
I'm saying?
bar, so like he's better. Or even if he
Can't
comes
even
in and
hit
it's
the bar,
average,
let alone reach
yeah,
the bar.
that's it. So like even if
That's a
we
good
sign
one.
him, even if we sign him and he's average, we didn't even have that last year. So that's an improvement on the attack because what we lack in this team is goals. But yeah, I'm all for it, and I trust Ten Hag, in particular players
Yeah.
outside the Premier League that I've not seen. So I'm for it.
Yeah. Stockton Fierro says, if we get Hojlund and we recognise he's the future with potential, does it mean we are already conceding the Premier League title? Because we need goals. First of
I
all,
said conceded the Premier League title.
What
Stockton,
are we winning it?
We
When
need
was-
another
I
nine
wish-
just to get in the top four.
When was we? Sorry
Yeah.
to my guy. When was we competing for the Premier League title? From when we signed Mason
Bro, I
Mount, that
wish-
went out the window. As soon as we signed
I
Mount,
wish,
yeah,
man.
forget about it. Forget about it. When
Yeah,
was
we get Harry.
Listen.
Talk to us then if we get Harry Kane and Mbappe. Yeah, next week we can talk.
yeah,
Double
Mbappe, Harry
talk.
Kane, mate, we're definitely title talk, man. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
I can
Mbappe,
run with
yeah,
that
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
Yeah. Mbappe, yeah.
I wish,
that's the conversation.
what's your name again, brother? Stockton. I wish we were in the title race, but I think when Hojlund for me it's not that it. But again, even if it was, right now, Harry Kane is that player that gets you over the edge of maybe a title race. And even with Harry Kane, I still think, you know what I mean, like Man City are just clear in that sense. But who knows, man? Who knows? But for now, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. He will be able to rotate Haaland, Hojlund, Rashford, Martial, give him a season to bed in. Says Indiana. Yeah, listen. Next season, I don't think Man United fans should be expecting 30 goals and whatnot and da. Like, he's gonna surprise people. I think he's gonna come in with a bit of rawness. He's gonna come in with that feeling of people are not gonna expect goals, different types of goals, and he might come up like a house on fire. You know what I mean?
Also,
We
he's
don't
got the
know yet.
profile
But
too, and we play that type of
Rashford's
football.
got to carry that mantle. He wants to be the main man. He's got at least 25 goals again next season, 30
Has
goals.
to match it.
Because
He does.
he's got his contract now and he's bigging himself up. He's got to carry it on.
Yes, but with
yeah,
Hojlund
and
as
he's
well,
got
it
the
can't
pressure
be.
already on him. Yeah.
Yeah, man
Oh,
mentioned
not on
when-
him. I'm just saying.
He's
He's
right.
got his contract. He's got what he wanted. He's just got to carry on with it.
Yeah,
Be consistent.
Nah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Be consistent.
And that's my main thing with Rashford. And we speak of the contract and him now becoming, we said it last season, or especially I did, him being that franchise player now and the Manchester boy, the poster boy for everything. What we need from him now. Yes, we know the talent is there. Yes, we know you can score all types of goals. What we need from these is the consistency. And there's a lot of players, and I've picked 5. I'll talk about it in a bit, but I'm doing a video of 5 players I need big seasons from this year. Rashford is in there for the consistency. It's all right doing it one season and then having 18 months off where you look like you were never going to play for the club again, and certain people were thinking you were leaving to come back and then under the new manager hit the ground running and become that focal point for the team. But you need to continue that on now and do it season in, season out. So then you can really become the club legend. And, he's not a million miles away from becoming the highest ever goal scorer. 7 more seasons, I think of. I know 7 more seasons is a mad number to think of. But 18 goals over 7 seasons. His new contract's 5. We can do it.
You could do that.
But we need you to consistently be that and do that. And listen, I'm excited for what we can see from this season. I think the manager is just the absolute the main man, the right man for the job. And if anyone can get it out of him, I believe it's Ten Hag for sure.
Yeah. One thing about Ten Hag though, what he did last season though was coach a 5-0 win, because there were so many times where we just couldn't score, couldn't hit a barn door, man. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Like the amount of times we had so many chances. Again, like I said, if Hojlund is that kind of clinical nature where, I know he's not had many goals for Atlanta, but this is a different group of players. He's playing with better players. He's going to have more chances. He's going to be in the box more. In the Serie A, there's the feeling where defenders always are defending one kind of line, like less higher than the Premier League. The Premier League will play a much more higher line, whereas defensively in the Serie A, you're told to step back a bit, and it's very, very compact. It's very, very low block. So he might find better spaces and better opportunities in this league, and he might score goals as a reason for that. So that's why maybe Ten Hag has brought him in, because he's seen the profile of what he is, and then said, you know what, I think for me he can replicate more goals, more output in this Man United team, which do create chances. We just obviously don't make the right decisions, or sometimes overcomplicate it. But we do get chances, man. It's just we've not had a finisher in a long while. Ronaldo was there, but then as a result, we weren't playing great. Hopefully Hojlund could give us that balance of the two.
That's why he has to be. He has to be a foil for others, because people say, "Oh, just add goals into the team," and it's like, no, don't just add goals, because if you add goals and that individual is fine, but everybody else plays worse, then what use is that? And that's how I'm looking at with Hojlund. Yes, I want him to get more than the 9 goals he scored. Also want him to get. You also want him to be a great foil for others, without doubt.
Yeah, your internet cutting out there a little bit, but you're okay. We heard the bit about that. But you know what? For me, like I said, I'm excited. Hopefully we can get this bid in. Hopefully PSG don't come knocking around the corner, because like I said, that's the last thing we need, man. Is PSG coming to kind of, and obviously the bidding war happens from there, man. Like I hope Atalanta, respectfully take the money, and 60 million is enough. Like, they're again entitled to what they want. I'm not knocking Atlanta down. If they want a higher fee, that's up to them. But you'd hope they want to keep a good relationship. We got Ahmad from them for I think 40 million. It rises up to 40 million.
Yeah.
You'd hope that they kind of be reasonable with the fee, and 60 million euros is enough to go and get Hojlund. Like,
you got to be careful,
let's not do this.
You got to be careful. The guy who did the Harry Maguire deal at Leicester is at Atlanta. So,
yeah,
what I mean? When it's double digits, mate, it's greed. That's it.
Yeah. I think they're realistic to what he's worth, and all this 80 million, 100 up
what
to
is he worth to
million.
you? What is he worth to you? Be honest. Like, what would you say he's worth for you?
I genuinely think that the 50 to 60 million euros, which drops it to what, about 40-50 million pound, is probably a fair price, mate. You look at the game isn't littered with amazing strikers, is it? And you look at the ones that are available, and you could talk about, well, that's massively overpriced for someone who scored 9 goals in Serie A, this and this, but he's a valuable asset to that team, and they value him at whatever they value him. If we can get him down to 40-50 million pounds, I think that's an absolutely fantastic deal. And that includes add-ons as well. And I think, you're right. You want to keep that good relationship with us, and I think we've only ever dealt him with respect. I don't think we've gone in and tried to take the piss out of him at any time. So, even if it is throwing someone on loan, the number 11 going out there, which I think they've turned down, but, we're offering, we're not just trying to come in and take the piss and take their player. We're offering them solutions. And I think, again, the one thing we know is that United are desperate for a striker. And a lot of the times that has hindered us, because teams go in and say, right, well, you want him, you need to add another 20 million on just to take the mick. Whereas I think this is not the case. And at the end of the day, it comes down to the player, doesn't it? And the player's clearly said he wants to come to Manchester United, and I think that will always help. They don't want to put an unhappy player on their hands, and I believe these rumours that they're already looking for replacements for him. So it looks very promising, and I just think he will come in. And the one thing I did want to say as well, the one thing we know about any player coming into the club now, is that they're coming in the manager's thoughts already, and he has a plan for them. You look back at previous windows all the way to Van Gaal, they were just getting anyone through the door and never really had a plan for him. You look at Donny van der Beek, a couple of seasons under Ole, Donny van der Beek, Sancho, Ronaldo, other than Varane, no clear plan for what they were coming in for. They were just names, and Ronaldo was just ended up getting chucked out of the team when the manager came in that clearly knew he wasn't right for what he wanted. Now we know every player that's coming in, he's chased Mount massively. He's got a plan for him. He's used Eriksen and converted him into an 8. Even yesterday, McTominay's the 10 and Eriksen's the 8. We've always ever known Eriksen to be a 10. So when you come into this club now, Erik ten Hag has a plan for you. So if he wants Hojlund, if Hojlund's coming in, it's because he knows what he wants him to do and how he can fit into the way he wants us to progress and play going forward. So I'm excited just for that, to be fair.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm with you, man. I think that all when you put the package together, it is an exciting signing. And Stockton comes back again. So it's just curious to know what would be considered a success for us this season. If the goal is better than what we were last season, I think for me, if I'm being really honest with you, I think it would be finish as high as you can, which I think is around similar to where we were, second, third-ish. Third is probably where I'm looking at, and then win cups. I think United are a cup team. I genuinely mean that, especially this season, if we do go and buy the players we do. I think for me, top 3 and win the cups. That's all I can say. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Like, I don't think we're going to win the league, and I don't think we're going to challenge as well. I think we're just going to be around third.
You saying about Champions League? What you saying, Zaid? Champs?
Champions, you know what the Champions League is, yeah? I could get really giddy if we get to the quarterfinals.
Okay.
I could say it's on. If Man United get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, it's on.
Yeah.
I'm putting United to win.
I think the finals at Wembley as well, Said. I think the final is
final
at Wembley. I think so.
We will be there.
Scott settle for last season.
We'll be there.
I love this.
We will be there.
I love this from Said.
We will be there. So if United are in the quarterfinals, I am there. The flag's here. We're all having it. Champions League is coming home. It's coming home.
I'll book it off then. I'll find out. I'll book the night off.
But there you go then. Book the night off. Double A's booking the night off. We're all having it.
I've already got the League Cup final in me. I want to win that again.
Yeah, that was a good time, by the way. Yeah, that was a good time, man. But
I don't see why we can't win that again. I really don't.
Yeah.
FA Cup as well, cups.
I look at League Cup
with Barcelona again.
Yeah, so what?
I look at League
Barcelona revenge. I love that. Yeah, Barcelona. I don't know what they can't even, you know what I mean? I don't know. Can they even afford to be in the Champions League this year? Like, have they got enough, you know what I mean? Like money there, but what's going on? But yeah, listen, man. Anyone else? What do you guys think to that super chat there?
I think we said, didn't we, when we kind of reviewed this season? I think the aim for us, I think, is always to look to win something, and to be in 2 finals and almost a 3rd final last season was brilliant. And probably more than we expected. I think what we need to do in the league is to be closer, to close that gap, not to be so far ahead, so far behind.
Good.
Yeah, he's right. Not to be so far behind the team that finishes first, and I think the game is to be still in the race at April, May, and still be a touching distance. Yeah. And that's where we need to judge ourselves. And because of teams, whoever buying whoever, and we were looking like we were slacking. And I was listening to your show the other day with James, and he was right in what he's saying. Everyone's looking at what everyone else is buying and looking at us, and have they really gone and smashed us in the transfer window? I don't really think so. I think we saw last night. I think it's one game and you can't judge it, but Havertz looks like, I don't understand what they've done. I genuinely don't understand how they've spent that much money on him. And Rice will fit in, and Rice will get a lot better, but I think Havertz stinks as a signing. Honestly, I don't think so. You look at other teams and you think, wow, where can we judge ourselves? And if we do get another two in, potentially maybe 3 if we're lucky, I think we look well placed. Deadwood's starting to leave the club nicely and slowly, but I think that the goal is to try and win more trophies, like say cup team, and to close that gap on first and see where we are from there.
Yeah, I think that's it. You mentioned it. It's so transfer window dependent in terms of what we do and what other clubs are doing. Like Andy said earlier, if we sign Mbappe and Kane tomorrow, it's a whole different conversation. If we sign some other players that we don't really rate, or if it's Hojlund and that goes the same for other clubs. But cups, definitely. We reached both cup finals. Both domestic cup finals. So FA Cup and League Cup there. I'm not going to go as far as Saeed and talk about the champs. If we get to the quarterfinals, I would like that. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the group stages, win a knockout tie, see where you end up with a favourable draw and your players staying fit. We're not winning the Champions League. Let me just clear that up, though, people.
Getting out of the group stage in the Champions League first.
Yeah,
that's the
out of the group stage, we got to get out of the group stage.
That's why I said that.
If we get out of the group stage again, you know what I mean?
That's my
play
aim.
Liverpool in Ireland.
Yeah, I'm like, get out the groups, get to a knockout tie and see where we land in terms of the draw and stuff like that. Premier League, third, I think, is the best we can do. We're not challenging for that. It's more so the cups, the domestic cups in particular. Expand, and obviously you want the team to kick on from an individual standpoint. So home form was great last season. Away form's got to pick up. I think we're the 5th or 6th best team away from home in the league. We're 2nd best at home in home form. So away form.
Take the Etihad and the Anfield results, and it's not too bad, is it? Take them out of your
People got to pick, and our attacking players got to step up. We need more goals, man. Our attacking players who are currently here got to step up.
We got to concede less as well, man. I ain't looking to see these 7-0s anymore, man. Like,
if we lose 1-0 at the Etihad and Anfield or 2-1, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I mean? I'm already writing off the Etihad one. I'll write it off.
That's on Ten Hag as well. You got to be more sensible going away from home, and you got to shut up shop and be a bit more defensive. Go and play free midfield. Go play 2 DMs.
Saeed, I remember Big Steve. He always says the 2 games he'll write off: Tottenham and Liverpool, because Man City never get anything there.
Yeah, they never get anything at Tottenham.
They never get anything. Ground. So it's like, if you write off the Etihad, you can do the rest of the season, do well. You're doing something right.
Yeah. Big up Big Ben says my team is winning number 15. Hala Madrid, Mbappe. Yeah, man. Real Madrid fan there.
If they sign Mbappe, he could be right still. I'm not going to bet against him if they sign Kylian.
Defense is still shit. Defense is still
Double A's going to get a shirt, innit? He's going to get an Mbappe shirt.
I don't do Real Madrid. Barca are my second team-ish, so I don't do Real Madrid.
Nah, I'm Real Madrid, man. Hala Madrid, man. Big up any Real Madrid fans in the chat.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, so... But you know what it is?
They made Liverpool cry, so yeah, shout out Madrid. They real ones.
Yeah, man, shout out Madrid, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what it is, though? I think, like I said, it's just having the style of play as well. Next season, combinations. And also, the reason why he's bought Mountain is because, obviously, he wants that off-the-ball movement. He wants that, So when we've been at these kind of games, I don't necessarily believe that's been a reason why we've lost against Man City and Liverpool by them high margins. But maybe pressing more as a unit, maybe having that kind of, consistent style of play. Because now we can't really have excuses now because he's got players that he's liked. So, to kind of really push on in terms of conceding loads of goals, we have to, and also Onana as well. So there's no David here to blame now as well. So, hopefully, like I said, there shouldn't be any excuses to be conceding that amount of goals. You can lose, but you can't do that. Someone say that I hate seeing big up AJ. I hate seeing the Maguire video that went viral. People are taking too far. Yeah, listen, man, it wasn't needed.
What video was it?
But
I'm not seeing it.
There was a video basically of Maguire getting abused by one fan. I think he said something. What did he say again?
Don't repeat it because it's a really derogatory term. And working with people that will be described, I work with people that will be described as that word. It's absolutely sickening and disgusting. The thing is, though, Saeed, and the thing that he was doing it behind glass. Maguire couldn't even hear him because I guarantee if he was in front of him face to face, he'd be licking his ass asking for a picture and an autograph. So, I mean, the fact he put it up there and thought he wouldn't come across as a massive knobhead is beyond me. I don't understand what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you don't come across.
You don't need to do that, man.
You just look like an idiot. And you know what I mean? Like, say, if the glass wasn't there, because you could tell Maguire couldn't hear him because he didn't look round once. And I think, if he was there, he wouldn't say nothing. So,
yeah, I've seen that other one of Avram Glazer, and he's like laughing behind the fence. You won't be laughing if that fence fell down, would you?
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
would be.
I'll be, because it absolutely shit himself. If that fence, if it was a gust
Yeah.
of wind, they blow down, and the United
Mr.
fans spotted him, I tell you what, it'll
He had a party,
we'll be
didn't he, or
talking
something
a
like that? He had
viral
a
video.
party. He had a
Mr.
party.
Mole Rat.
Apparently they had a party or something like that, man. So again, he didn't want to comment, but listen, man, I don't know what's going on with the ownership situation, but hopefully that
care.
get resolved soon. But you know what? For me, like I said, man, I wanted to touch on Martial. And by the way, there's 1,000 people in the building.
Oh, shit,
I don't know if
big
we've
up,
even
man.
hit 400 likes, which is a bit mad, to be honest with you. But please
What's up with you,
do hit the like.
selfish sods? Hey, what's up with
299.
Come on, man.
You
Come on, guys.
selfish sods.
Disgusting.
Yeah, tell him,
It
Andy.
is.
Tell him, Andy, again.
That's facts.
Selfish sons.
Hey,
Eh?
Zayn, where's Zayn in the house? I've not seen him tonight.
Zayn's missing.
Oh, he's hiding after
Zayn's
last
missing.
night.
Guys, he's missing like Kai Havertz. That's what he
Well,
is
his
missing,
credit
mate. You know what I'm
card's
saying?
Yeah.
been
The whole
He's
midfield.
missing.
declined.
No,
Missing like the
no
whole
midfield in it. Missing. That's what it is. I know that this conversion rate, because if United our conversion rate was like this, everybody be complaining. Bump
You know
up
what?
the likes,
Feel
man. Bump
like
up
a
the
Muller
likes.
rice as well tonight.
Yeah.
Nice warm Muller rice on a rainy
Muller
night.
Rice. I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Rice, man. Where are you, man? You get me? Maybe it's in Kobe Mino's pocket. I don't know. We'll have to find out from Kobe. But you know what, man? Let's talk about Martial, yeah? Would it be wise to sell him, Double A, knowing the striking issues, or would you sell him if he had the right money? So if Saudi Arabia came in now and they said, right, we'll give you him for 15, 20 million, but that means we only have one recognized striker at the football club, would you still sell him?
Even if he stays, we've still got one striker at the football club.
That's
He
what,
never
exactly
plays.
what I was thinking.
Because he
That's
never
exactly,
plays.
that's
It was
exactly
meant
what
to
I
be a
was
trick
thinking.
question. It was meant to be a
We
trick
see
question,
your
but
tricks,
it's
man.
not.
It's because you
I
asked
know.
Double A or Andy. I didn't want to interrupt. But yes, sell him.
Yeah.
Today.
Get rid.
Today.
Sell
Get
him.
rid.
Today.
Yesterday.
Sell him
What are we
yesterday.
doing,
You
man?
get 20 million,
Sell him.
and you get the
Sell
wages
him.
freed up as well. Yeah, just sell
Sell
him.
him. Word to Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Today,
Bro.
yesterday, next week, next month, he should be gone. Like, he's got to go. It's a wrap. Show's over. Sorry, Double A. Go on.
No,
Yeah,
bro,
go
you
for
said,
it.
you said everything I was thinking. Like, I couldn't be more done. That with Martial, if I tried, nothing's ever going to change. And whether it's because Ollie ruined him, I don't know in what way he ruined him, but whether he ruined him or not, playing injured and all that, he clearly doesn't trust his body now. Like I said to you the other day, Syed, watching him at Old Trafford, he's a shell of his former self. He doesn't look the player that he was. He doesn't even trust himself to run with any pace. What use is he to us? You know what I mean? When you want to play that fast transition football, getting up the pitch quick, hitting teams on, he can't do any of it. And for what he was, he had them a few good seasons. It's best for all parties. He needs to leave. Before last season, I think he had the loan at Sevilla, and then apparently he wanted to leave. No one will come in for him because of one, who's going to want to pay for him in Europe, and the wages are ridiculous. The only option for us is to try and pimp him out to someone over in Saudi. That's the best option for us. And
literally, I don't think anyone else is taking him, guys. I'll be honest with you. It's only Saudi. And Saudi were dumb enough to pay for Telles. 10 million euros apparently it's risen up to today. So, boy, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to tap out.
Saudi,
Tap
but
back
again,
in. I'm going to tap out, tap back in because you're all freezing on my computer. I don't know why.
okay, no worries, Andy. No worries. No
In a
worries.
sec.
You know what? I think for me, it's one of them, like, he's lost his explosiveness. He can play in that Saudi league because, again, it's not at the level right now that it will be in the next 5-10 years. The next 5-10 years, Saudi league could be in the Champions League or somewhere. Like, it could be known as one of the big 5 leagues because of the infrastructure they're going to build, the money, the fact that they're buying players now, ridiculous wages. So it could be that. But like I said, it's one of them where, like, have we done enough? Like with Bailly as well, Bailly might be as well leaving, but has he done enough for himself to be sold? Like, has he even given himself a chance because he's so injured? He
hasn't given him himself, but someone will always, like you said, Saudi Arabia. That's the best fit for him. That's the best move for him. We move him on. I do feel for him in a sense of the injury seemed to have finally taken its toll. There's one thing I always said, because I used to be a big fan of Martial and his talent, and my only issue with him was the injuries. And every time he got injured and came back, he was still the same. The issue was that he couldn't stay fit for too long. I think he's injured now, right? He got injured again. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
He got injured
He's on the
again.
floor, he's on
And
the
even
floor,
the
Still
game.
injured from last season.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
game
so-
when he played against I think he got re-injured, Andy. But even
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he played against Chelsea towards the last end of the season, and I'm watching him towards the back end of this season just gone, and I go, you don't look the same because of the injuries. And then once like
Yeah.
the physicality is gone, the pace is gone, it's time to move him on. And I'm someone who was a fan, but always injured. You're not really any of use to us here. If we can get some money from a Saudi Arabian club for him, sell him. Move him on and go use that
Yep.
money to go, because we need another striker anyway. Let's say hypothetically
Facts.
Martial stayed and we signed Hojlund. We still need another striker on top of that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We do need, and this is the thing. I think we're gonna have to get by. I don't think we're gonna get another striker. It would be a dream.
Now, if we
For
sell
Man United.
Martial, I think we get another one. I think if we sell Martial,
think
we get
so?
another striker. Yes.
See, I don't
You-
think so. You know, I think
Alright,
they
alright,
put.
so you
they
think
put
we got a
Rashford
whole
as the
list?
third choice.
So you
Second
reckon we
choice.
just have Rashford and Hojlund and that's it? You think we go the whole
Yeah,
striker
I
season?
genuinely
with those
do.
two?
I think
We had Weghorst and Martial for the whole season.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was in January.
No,
though.
you're forgetting. No, we had Weghorst, he was
Okay.
back. Martial was here, remember? You didn't know about him like that.
But Martial wasn't really here, was he? He was here
No,
for
'cause he's
about a
injured.
minute and then he left.
Yeah,
He
but
was
he liked
injured.
him,
That's what I'm
though.
saying.
Ten Hag did though, because when Martial was fit, Ten Hag played him.
I think
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
I'd say if we sell Martial, I could see us potentially back end of August before the end of the window going to Tottenham and saying, "Listen, you're gonna
Harry
lose
Kane.
him for free, Harry Kane. You're gonna lose him for free. Come and have a chat and let's see what we can do and work something out." And
Yeah, just like
It-
PSG, man. You lose him, you got to sell him.
Hey, if we
Yeah.
going all out for someone, we better go to Paris. You know what I'm saying? If we going all out for an attacking player,
we ain't
Mbappe.
getting him. We ain't.
Oh
getting
no,
him.
we're not. Oh no. I don't get mistaken.
I'm
You're
just
right,
saying,
Double A. It's just my
PSG's
dream.
got the same situation as Tottenham.
Yeah.
They've got
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
sell. So Tottenham's
Yeah.
got Double A's right.
Someone's
You
got a
go
bite.
Tottenham,
Someone's got a bite, innit? You're right. Someone's got a bite. Someone's got to say, right, we're going to sell him now, and it's this price. Like Tottenham just have to say, you know what? Right, we're willing to negotiate 80 million or 90 million. And you know what? We'll take that money because we know he's leaving. Maybe Harry Kane just needs to do that. It says, I will be leaving for free next summer. So if you don't sell me now for 80 million, then I will leave next summer.
I
And
think
I
he signs-
may
I've
go
said this,
to
I
Man
think he
United.
You
signs
can
a new
sign
deal,
a prenup as well in
I think,
January.
I think he signs a new deal.
Free.
Prenup, that's jokes. That signs a prenup.
By the way, Lewis, man, we don't want Lukaku, man. We don't
Hey,
want
you
him.
could have him,
Lukaku,
man,
mate.
as Lewis was calling him a couple years ago. R9, man. Your guy in. You know what
R9.
I'm saying, Lewis? He's his guy.
That's not
I
our,
like Lewis,
he's not
though.
our problem. We don't have to worry about him.
By the way,
he's
it's
still
come out on
Chelsea player.
Instagram, yeah? It's just come out on Instagram. I've seen it. I think Lewis put it on Twitter. He said, I trust nobody. And that is a very ironic, innit, for a player who has basically snaked into Milan. Like he said, trust nobody.
It's like every
basically,
single club off he's ever been to. Nah, go away.
Exactly. It's like
Go
Chelsea up. It's like everyone off, man.
It's like
Listen,
United
man.
off. Go away.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, don't do this to yourself, man. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But you know what, though? I generally, for me, someone says Kane loves the pain. He's once said this. Listen, we don't know what he is. I would love to just interview Harry Kane and just know what goes through his mind and what his ambitions. What does he want for himself? Like, there should be an interview where, you know what I mean? Like,
Said it before, Saeed, man, and this is just being a hunch. With Kane at Spurs, he has a safety net when he fails. That's what I think it is. I think he's very comfortable there. This is why he's never handed in a transfer request. This is why season in, season out, he's never fought. Like, there was the one season when City was in for him where he wanted to move. Even now, he's not here agitating for a move. He's not unhappy. He could easily hand in a transfer request, and all of a sudden, Spurs are in an already weaker position than they already are. But he's not. Like I said, he's comfortable because he's at Spurs, scores a load of goals because he's going to get assists, and when they fail and don't win anything, it's Spurs' fault. It's
Yeah.
Spurs DNA. Levy. The players are not good enough. And all this. And if they win, guess who? If they win a FA Cup this season coming, let's say if hypothetically they do, then the conversation will be, this is why Manchester United should have signed him. Look what he did with Spurs. Got over the Spurs tax. That's what it is. He's comfortable there. Safety net. You win,
Safety
you get
net.
all the
Facts.
praise. You lose, it's everything else.
it's not his fault.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
world
it's
class,
true.
and I think he's world class. I've said this before. I think he's genuine,
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah,
think he's
yeah.
held
No,
to
that's
he's not
yeah,
held to
yeah.
world class standards because he's good enough to help
Yeah.
them win a trophy. Well, that's just my
Fact.
fault.
He's been in that scenario, he couldn't do it in the Champions League final. He missed out on the league title with Tottenham when Leicester won it. So them chances don't come round very often. So, like you say, Flawless is right. It's his safety cushion. You know what? It's up to them to get me across the line if we win a trophy. Get me there. I'll score.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Staffy here says, big up Saeed on the channel and the panel. People at the game yesterday were looking for you, Andy. There you go, man. Andy, global, man. They're looking for you in America there. Yeah, my legend. Andy, can you see us? Or I think you got a bit fuzzy there. Are you there, Andy?
I'm here. You're fuzzy in here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
No, we're here. More than you can believe. I don't know if it might be in your fuzzy world, mate.
You're fuzzy. You're all just slow motion like that. And it's like...
And you're slow motion right now. Yeah, you have to come in and out, Andy. But there's a message for you as well here. Yeah.
Save it for when he comes back.
Yeah, I'll save it when he comes back. Hopefully he'll come back. But yeah, listen, like, you know what I mean? It's one of them, man, losing mentality, but I want him at United. Yeah, listen, I don't know, man. It can be, you know, people can have that winning mentality if they come somewhere and they can feel it and, you know the tradition. But you know what? Ultimately, it's one of them situations where Harry Kane is a dream. And had we not needed a keeper, I reckon had we not needed a keeper, Man United could have went in for Harry Kane. But the fact is, we needed a keeper as well, and that was a crucial position that we had to do. Had we saved that 50 million, by all means, 50 million for that, and then 50 million for the Hojlund money, then you've got 100 million right there. Andy, you there now? You back?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We got a super chat here for you, mate. He says, Andy, you got your first trophy of the season beating us. Next is Carabao for you. We will have our revenge at the Emirates. You beat Liverpool last season in a friendly, and they beat you 7-0. So Zayn Biassi is not having it. He's come back. He's come out the woods.
Rice, baby. Muller, rice, baby.
Mullet rice. They beat him. He says they beat us 7-0, but you know they finished below us and we won a trophy. They won nothing. Same with Arsenal. They won absolutely nothing, and yet they only beat us last minute goal.
Yeah, bottle job Prime FC. That's what
we beat Arsenal on September the 3rd. We beat them. There's nothing to worry about. They've gone backwards. Signings are terrible.
Boy, I hope, man. I'm not really confident away from home. Bring them at home. I'll have them all day. But
you can talk. You're saying we're winning the Champions League. I can't say we're winning that.
Do anything this season. The Arteta out. That's their problem.
Because you know why? You need to get ready. Go on, Andy. Sorry, Andy.
They need to win something this season. Even like I say, your friend Turkish, it's only the League Cup. They're only going to get gassed, Man United fans. So Turkish, he has to, if they take the League Cup, what you were saying last year, Turkish. Well, take what you get, be satisfied. Because if you take an FA Cup, League Cup, take it, be happy. Because if you don't get anything, you're Arteta out. That's what you are. All them Arsenal fans fighting each other in the Omen yesterday. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I know, I've seen that. That was proper.
Yeah, does anyone know what that was about?
You know what?
I'm sure there was somebody who was in the stadium who was close
by. It was
to
Staffy, man. It was Staffy that caused that, man. Staffy, one of my friends there, he come in and he caused that.
I heard it was an Arsenal board member and a Chelsea board member, and they're trying to give him Havertz back, and they're having none of it. So So no refunds, bro. No refunds, bro.
But they found out there was no refunds, and they said, "Nah, we need to settle it somehow." Yeah. So they did it hockey style, man. You know what I mean? They just went at it, man. Trophy. It is a trophy, mate. What's not a trophy is your gold trophy. You see that gold trophy that you got over there? You try parade it everywhere. You know what I mean? On the tour. That's not a trophy, mate. You've won a league title, but there's no such thing as a gold trophy. Like, why are you flexing a gold trophy? Yeah, it's mad. They've invented trophies at the minute. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But he goes, nah, it wasn't me saying they fought in the stands more than their players on the pitch. There you go, man. You know what I mean? Had they shown a bit of passion on the pitch, they would have got somewhere.
It's a valid point.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
How many times can you beat him as well in a penalty shootout? What was that all about?
Yeah.
I think that was just for the
Just
fans.
to experience a
That's for the
big
fans.
crowd. Come
Yeah,
on.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's just for the fans.
Yeah.
That's
Do
what
you
that is.
remind me of?
Yeah.
You remember this, Andy? It reminded me of Diana Ross when she took that penalty in '94, and
Oh, well, she
missed
missed.
it, and the net
She missed.
opened.
Well, she was in the middle of a chain reaction at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Was
that's
that was a '94 World Cup, right? I remember that.
Yeah,
clip.
yeah,
That shit's
yeah.
hilarious.
Mad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Funniest thing.
She missed like Fabio Vieira yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It was the same.
No,
penalty.
she was on like Lukaku flex, mate.
Yeah,
so
man,
far wide.
You will spend 70 million Raspberry who will flop. Oh yeah.
I'm not here. I'm not here
Oh,
for no
okay,
Arsenal
no.
fan talking about flops and you
You've
sign
just
him.
got
No.
Havertz or whatever he's called.
See, Andy don't even know
Havertz,
his
mate.
name.
Havertz.
He's a
In
flop
that
before
car
he
hire
started.
company. Hey, that's a car hire company, isn't it? You hire the car. What were Arsenal expecting when they hired him? A Ferrari. You got more like a Fiat 500, mate. That's all you got. A Fiat 500 that just gives out.
Oh my days.
That's what Havertz is. He's a car
Hilarious.
hire company name.
Can't go into third
Raspberry.
gear. Yeah, it's
They
terrible.
can't get out of
Raspberry.
first gear. Havertz, can it?
Oh my days. You will spend 70 million Raspberry who will flop. Listen, man, don't worry about us, man. You just worry again, like I said to you, on Havertz. And like I said, man, look out for that Muller Rice, man, because this is going to be levels next season. Champions League, you know what I mean? This ain't no West Ham. You know what I mean? We grind it out and we fight for the draw. This is winning, man. So, you know, Muller Rice better do well, man. Still over 1,000 people in here. Make sure you keep liking the video, people. You know what? There was an interesting debate, Flawless, today about Anthony on that right-hand side position. Obviously, there was everyone was looking at Olise. He might be going to Chelsea and Man City. But that right-hand side, yeah, like obviously, big up to Ahmad, by the way. He got an injury. It's not as serious as we thought
It's
it'd
not
be.
as serious,
So
man.
shout out to Ahmad. Hopefully, he has a successful recovery. But where do you think the right hand side is? Like, who's got that side locked? Is it anybody? Is it Anthony's to do more? Like, what are you saying?
Currently, it is Anthony's because that's Ten Hag's guy. That's his man's. That's why he's bought him in for big money. He knows him from Ajax. What it is with Anthony, do I believe some of the criticism of him has been over the top? Yes, but this is now your second season. You have to deliver now. We need much more from you. We need much more output in terms of goals and assists. We also need much more output in terms of overall eye test and helping the team as well. And you need to get on the pitch more as well. That was my biggest issue with Anthony last season, is he didn't play enough games. I think it was like 25, 26 Premier League games he played. That's not enough. Need at least, you know what I'm saying, 8 to 10 more games from you. Like I mentioned, goals and assists didn't get nowhere near enough. And same with helping out the team overall as well. And when I say that, I'm talking about impacting games, people, outside of goals and assists, still playing well. He's shown me enough in the first season where I go, I'll give you a second season. I'll always give players the first full season all the time. Like, you have to be horrific for me to write you off as a Manchester United player after your first season. Like, for the entire season, you got to be dropping 0, 1s and 2s out of 10s, which I don't think he was that bad. But is his place up for grabs? Yes, we all know Diallo's talented. So he definitely has the ability to take that spot from Anthony. But hopefully Diallo being there, Palestri can play over that side. That can kick Anthony into gear. But this season is how I was looking at Sancho last season. It's carbon copy. Need more from you. To the point where it's like, I'm no longer going to defend you and say, when you're criticized, it's unfair. Because you haven't performed, and Sancho didn't perform last season. Anthony, your time now. Because we're talking about lack of goals. You're playing week in, week out. You're a starting Manchester United right winger as of today. So therefore, well, not as of today, but at the start of the season. So we need more from you. So I'm hoping he does produce more. And I'm going to give him a fair shot to do it. I'm not writing him off. But he does need to improve.
Yeah.
Can I
you know what?
Sorry, bro. Go.
Yeah, I was just going to read this quick super chat before we kind of go on to the argument. Andy, Zamia says, Andy Rice was so good to play for Ireland. You are better. He will have a better season than Casemiro. Boy, this guy's, man, they don't learn.
He said the same last season about Party on this very show. He said the
Party,
same.
Exactly.
He said the same
and
thing.
now he's out the door, man.
Died.
You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't easy. Big Ben says 170 million Rice and Kyle was cooked by an 80-year-old. There you go. Big Ben's talk, man. Talk the talk. But yeah, Double A, go on. What was he going to say?
That sounds like, before you go, that sounds like a meal. You know what I'm saying? Can I get a large rice?
Yeah,
and
rice
and
Kai, man.
Hey, I ain't paying 170 mils for no Rice and Kai. Let me tell you. No chance.
Hey, that man. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I just want to jump to the defensive, Anthony. I think one thing, and it's modern football, whatever. Players are not given a second now. And bear in mind, this is a 22, 23-year-old man coming over. And the worst thing, and this is the thing I hate about him, I hate about fans these days, throwing the price tag at Anthony like he had anything to do with it. Like he chose to be over, his value overinflated. Like he told United, you have to pay this for me. United put him in this position. Like United have done several times. Harry Maguire being one of those players. It's the fault of the club. The reason why we paid 100 million euros for him when he's a 50 million. He's a lot similar to Hojlund. He's 50 million euros, 50 million pound at best. He's still, a young player, still learning. I'm being biased because I really like him and I think he's a great player and I think he's improved our right hand side to because it was a shambles. He's come in and he's done really well. He's definitely done that. And I think, yes, what Flores is saying is absolutely right. And I've said on here tons of times, we need to see more from him. There needs to be that progression and he needs variation is the key word for Anthony. He needs variation in his play. He can't be one-dimensional, cutting in, looking to shoot or over-hitting crosses, which he was doing a lot of last season. And I think at the end of last season, after we bemoaned on it here a little bit, we started to see him go on his right a little bit, getting some crosses in and even shooting.
Yeah.
We saw the makings of it. And we got to give him slack. It's pre-season. It's 2 games he's played. Not everyone's going to hit the ground running, scoring goals and finding the feet. Let's see where we are 5 to 10 games into the season. But I think he's an important player for us. He's definitely great for us on the way. This defensive winger stuff is absolutely nonsense. Stop talking rubbish. He's not a defensive winger, is he? He's an attacking player.
He's just good defensive.
He's just good. He's just good at, yeah. And it's something, it's something we moan about Rashford and Sancho not doing enough. Yeah, he does it, and yet all of a sudden, it's like when Liverpool fans was calling Firmino the best defensive number 9 in the world. What are you talking about? He's an attacking player. Stop. No, he's not defensive. He's a good player. And someone else in the chat was saying, I think he's low on confidence. One thing you need to remember about Anthony is, he's got a confidence in abundance. He believes in himself. He believes in his own ability.
Maybe too much.
He will never.
That's his style.
Well, that's it. He'll never not be confident coming onto the football pitch, and he doesn't look like he's playing within himself, or he doesn't look withdrawn. His head never drops. He wants the ball. He's constantly asking for the ball. I just think he just like we say a lot about Sancho, directness and showing the skills that got him to Manchester United. That's all that Anthony needs to do. But second season, we do need more. The fact he's getting a pre-season with us this year and starting the season with us, he's definitely going to help him as well. So, let's just, it's never going to happen, but fans just need to back off some of the players sometimes and let us start the season and already moaning about him, this, and this. Give it a rest, man. You're boring, to be fair. Absolutely boring.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know what it is, though? I find super, hypocritical from the fan base is that when I was moaning about Mason Mount and I was saying, is that sort of the right player that the manager wants? It was like, back the manager. When I say now, why is all really moaning? And I get you want more, but the fee and etc. It's not back the manager because that's what the manager did. The manager wanted Anthony. He told the club pay whatever it takes, and eventually we end up pressing for him again and again and again. Yes, we overpaid. He should never been 90 million or whatever we paid for him. But if the notion is for certain other players back the manager, then it should be for this. He's got another season to really, really prove himself. I'm not really happy with the progress of Anthony, but I know he's raw. And I know for me, this is a super, super big season. And I think everyone deep down knows, that, they want him to do well. Is he frustrating to watch? Absolutely, man. He's so frustrating to watch. But the manager, this is on the manager as well. This is his guy. He will find a way, surely, to make it work because it worked at Ajax and it worked for him to pay that sort of money. So you just have to hope that he bangs this season and he does well.
Do you know what the problem is?
Again, like I said to you, it is back the manager. That's what they said, right? So
But do you know what the
That's all
problem
I
is?
can say.
People are too concerned at looking across the road. And I'm not saying City, but any other club. People are too concerned now looking over the road and seeing what they're doing. Oh, well, they've bought this player and he's banging straight away. Oh, they've bought... Players aren't allowed to settle. Players aren't allowed to find a way in the game anymore. And it's either you sink or you swim. You either swim straight away or you're done. You're out the door. We don't care. And, you know, the worst thing he could have done was that 360 spin, because he's been labelled as a fidget spinner and you know, a show pony ever since then. The kid's not been allowed to come in and actually, you know, not progress his game, but allowed to play without, you know, the speculation and the scrutiny is already there 100% as soon as he has his first touch or his first run doesn't go well or his first cross doesn't go well. No patience is allowed in football these days, and that's just you know, it's not just with United. That's with the whole game. No player is allowed to find the feet and really settle and take the time to find the feet, get a nice rhythm going, and play the game their way. It's either you're 100 miles an hour and you're amazing, or we don't want you, and we've already got the knives out for him.
Yeah, no middle ground whatsoever.
No, it's ridiculous.
Very little. Yeah, people don't have a middle ground.
He's a young player, man. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Andy, have you got a comment there to make about Anthony? Are you just kind of like, you know what, just stick by him and, you know, he'll do well in the end? And what's your feeling of Anthony?
He's got a big season. He's got a big season coming up because he's got to utilize both feet, because we know he's got a sweet left foot, and so he's got to do it. He's got to do it when he's right. He's got to start, like, say, contributing more, passing, setting up goals as well. He's definitely got this season. Erik ten Hag, he's got complete faith in him. He's bought him for a reason. And I think all players this season will know they've got competition now. Like you say, they're gonna. I'm on trial again. Even he will say I've had a poor season last year. I could have done a bit more. You know what I mean? In games, like you say, he missed the FA Cup final. That was unfortunate, and we could have used him. That last 25 minutes with Garnacho and Anthony on either wing, it would have made a difference. Who knows? We'll never know. But I think, for this season, he'll definitely play a part, and he'll move on. He'll move on his game, and he'll do well. And the same for Sancho. The wingers. The wingers need to start coming in from the left and the right, putting the ball in the box and scoring themselves.
Yep, absolutely. No, you're right, man. They've got to keep producing, man. So hopefully, like I said, he produces more, and we end up playing, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Big up to everybody who's been here. Make sure you keep liking the video, and make sure you guys follow up everybody's channels, man. Double A, I think he's got a new channel here, so make sure you follow it. The link will be in the channel link here, so make sure you follow up Double A. But yeah, man, it's been a good week. Hopefully we'll get Hojlund announced in terms of the bid comes through, and then we get Hojlund in tomorrow and go from there, man, because like I said, I think there's going to be now 2 and a bit weeks left in the league, I think it is, so we got to be careful, man. It's, you know, time's ticking, man. We're already, I think this is the last week of July, isn't it? Is this the last week of July?
Yeah,
sure.
Back at Old Trafford on the 5th, aren't we? So
yeah.
Because
so this is the last week of July, man. So
the season starts the 11th of August.
Yeah. So we got to be quick now, man. All of a sudden, you're there at the start of summer, and then it's like boom, it's the end of the summer, man. So we got to be quick, man. So yeah, man. But big up to you, Double A, man. Big up to Sophia. She's just subscribed to the channel. But Double A,
same.
Been a pleasure, man.
As well, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, the greatest way to end/start the week is the Unfiltered podcast. Buzzing to have Andy back. He's missed the last couple, I know, but not the same without him. This four are just, you know, you mentioned it and you know what it is. And thank you for everyone who's watched. Make sure you're getting them likes up before you leave us. The chat, big up as always. Saeed, you know, one of the two hardest working men on YouTube right here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, following everything he does. He's bringing you amazing content throughout the week. I find myself watching it all the way through work all week. So yeah, big up to Saeed. And I love him. Even our Wild West football days down at Hojlund. Absolutely amazing.
Next week,
Mate.
you're at home. If you want to do it in the pouring rain, we'll do it.
I'll do
You know
it
what I mean?
again.
We'll
I'll
watch
do
Is
it
it
again,
good?
mate.
Is you man there going there watching
Yo,
draws then? Yeah, is it good?
was
It was
mad.
wild.
It was
Last
mad.
week, man, you know, kids taking swings at Stewards. It's absolutely wild.
Hey, do you know what that sounds like? My type of entertainment. I may pull up, but go on,
Players
carry on.
players in the crowd fighting each other, kids getting rushed by security, and then the dad's fighting and the kids throwing swings, fireworks, kids getting whacked in the face at half
Smoke
time on the
bombs.
pitch. The game was rubbish though, I have to say. But other than that, it was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Drolston, big up Drolston every time. But yeah, Flawless, big up to you as well and everyone. Yeah, so I mean, obviously Talking Kit is the channel, but I know I get asked on here a lot, and I get asked about doing actual football content. So AA FC is start. I've already got like a vlog on there from the last game of last season, but there's going to be more videos on there. A bit shorter, not sort of podcast, more just my takes on United and maybe some football in general. So I think it's under AA Foot Your Ball, but you can find it AA FC. So if you can go and subscribe there, get me up, and yeah, look out for the content coming this week. I'm looking at the five players I think need to have a big season. A couple of them we've spoke about tonight. But yeah, there's a few in there that I'll be talking about. So yeah, big up everyone. Subscribe to everyone here. And yeah, thank you for locking in. It's always fun.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Flawless, busy man as usual, man. You got loads of content coming up. Big up to you, man.
Yeah, man, as always, big up for having me first and foremost, man. Much appreciated, Saeed. Great to have Andy back. Always good chopping up with AA as well. Big up to the chat as always. But make sure you hit the like button here and subscribe, because we can only echo what AA said in regards to Saeed and the content that he be doing, people. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, you support right here. But Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch. Of course, I got Manchester United content on there, plus the other Big Six, plus more football conversation, boxing over there, basketball, NBA, all that type of stuff, people. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sarcasm City TV. Road to 8,000 subscribers on there, and the Twitch as well. Also, Sarcasm City TV, people. So just support, man. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch.
Yep. Definitely, man. Big up to you, Andy. It's good to have you back on, man. Big up to you.
Appreciate it, mate. And everybody there, back these guys, back their channels, subscribe to them, and get the clicks for them. They deserve it. They all work hard, these guys.
No, I appreciate it, man. And enjoy your Xbox, man. Hopefully next time, no Mbappe doing celebrations on you. But big up to you, Andy.
I can't repeat what I said
one.
in front of my TV.
No, definitely not. Even on this Unfiltered podcast, yeah, we're getting locked off, man. But people, I'll be back tomorrow midday for the midday live. All the latest news around the Premier League. Chat to you then tomorrow midday. I'll see you there, guys. Take care. Man.